You definitely should change a lot of default settings in Red Dead Online because they're really bad. It almost feels like for some unknown reason Rockstar wants beginners to feel as much pain as possible. Like for example this one, hold to reel fishing. I broke my controller before I found out that you can change it from off to on and make fishing easy and not annoying and don't break controller. Anyway, there are a lot of such settings that you definitely need to change, and we will go through them in this video. Let's begin with the left menu because there are a lot of important settings and most players don't even know about them. So stables, horses, and here first of all we want to change horse access. Do not let some random freaks ride your horse. So change it to friends only, but on the other hand, if your friends are freaks who will try to steal your horse, then change it to me only. Now the next one is the most important, cargo access. By default it's everyone. It means that any player can get to your horse and basically steal any animal carcass that you have on your horse, including legendary animals. So again, just change it to me only. Then we go to speciality. You will need it only if you have more than one horse. But here you can choose which horse do you want to use in different activities, including races, story missions, competitive and free roam. Next important setting you can find in online options, and by the way here you can change your emotes, walking style, gun spinning tricks and so on. But most importantly you can change your playing style from offensive to defensive, and you need to do it if you're not planning to attack any other players, because this will protect you from low level griefers. High levels will still be able to kill you, but even for them it's gonna be harder. Now we will have to change a lot of settings in controls, and yes, it's for controller. We're gonna talk about mouse and keyboard later. First of all, lock on mode. You want to change it from normal to either free aim if you're planning to use a free aim, or wide if you want to use auto aim. Do the same for lock on mode mount vehicle. Changing this setting to wide will let you to lock on your targets much easier, and it will help you a lot in both PvP and PvE. And if you will choose free aim, you will be getting additional 20 experience points per each kill. Also make sure that aim assist strength is on maximum level. It should be by default. Next setting you might want to choose if you are using Lemar revolver. It's called automatic pin switching, and if you will change it from off to on when you will run out of regular ammo in your Lemar revolver, you will automatically switch to a underbarrel shotgun. But let's move to third-person controls. I prefer to use standard FPS. You might choose any different. In my opinion, standard FPS is the best for Red Dead Online. Next, go and change aim, look, dead zone to minimum, and aim, look, acceleration and look sensitivity to maximum. And as for our next parameter, aim sensitivity, I found that if I'm using auto aim, I prefer it to be on a lower level. It's easier to make headshots this way. But with free aim, it's better to have aim sensitivity on maximum level. Next, you need to change all the settings for a first-person view, even if you're not planning to use first-person view, because each time when you're using a scoped weapon, you're gonna be using these settings because it's a first-person view. So try your sniper rifle with different aim sensitivity level and choose which one is the most comfortable for you. By the way, if you're planning to use first-person view more often, not only for sniping, I suggest you to go to settings, choose camera, and here change first-person field of view to maximum level, and the most importantly, change first-person head bobbing to reduced. I personally hate first-person view in both GTA and Red Dead Redemption. It literally makes me feel sick, but it feels much better after reducing head bobbing. So let's move on. Accessibility, running mode on foot only. You have to change it from hold to run to toggle to run. Again, there is no reason to hold the button when you can just press it one time and switch to running or sprinting. Next we have tap assist, and this one is extremely important for melee fights. Hold is the best option here, however there is a trick. When you will be in a melee fight with NPC, or which is more important, with another player, you should not hold the button but rather extremely quickly tap it. We tested many times and I'm not quite sure why, but this combination, setting tap assist to hold but on practice actually tapping it as fast as possible, gives you maximum advantage in PvP in these melee fights. Next we have hold to reel fishing. By default it's off, and this way when you fish you will have to spin a stick on your controller extremely fast and occasionally will probably break it. But if you will change it to on instead of spinning a stick on your controller, you will just have to press one button. This way fishing will be much easier, especially when you're catching some big fish. Now let's go to display, and here you will see some settings that you might want to choose. First of all, weapon reticle. Some people believe that changing it from simple to dot will increase your accuracy, but according to my tests, it's not. You just don't see reticle bloom this way. However, some players prefer to have dot because, you know, it's a more traditional way of playing FPS games. In this case, change this setting. Also here you can change how your minimap looks. Usually I suggest to change radar to extend it to make minimap bigger. You can actually make it in the game, just hold arrow down on your controller or V on a keyboard, and here you can change between compass, expanded, regular or no radar at all. Next, few useful settings for PC. First of all, even if you play with a mouse and a keyboard and you don't have controller at all, you still have to go to controls, choose controller, and here change lock-on mode from normal, which is gonna be a default setting, to free aim. And it's because if you're not gonna change this setting, even if you only have mouse and a keyboard and therefore using free aim all the time, you're not gonna be receiving extra experience for each kill. 20 experience per kill, that's a lot. And most players on PC are missing it. Next, in mouse and keyboard settings, I suggest you to go to key mapping and reassign some buttons. For example, I'm usually changing Deadeye activation to E button. This way it's gonna be easier for you to activate it and playing on a PC, and not only on a PC, you will be activating Deadeye a lot. Now, as for graphics settings, I'm not gonna suggest you anything because I don't know what PC do you have, but there is an important tip on how to make your game Red Dead Redemption 2 or Red Dead Online to look much better. If you have a GeForce video card, you can press Alt plus F3 and it will open you game filters menu. And here you can make different styles, combinations of filters for different situations. For example, you can change brightness or contrast or increase exposure and use this filter in a night time, or make your picture more colorful by changing different settings in a color filter. I personally also love to use sharpen filter, but there are much more different filters and you can really change the look of Red Dead Redemption on your PC. So yeah, simply by changing all these default settings you will not make the mistake that a lot of players are making. And you know what is another mistake that players are making? They're buying useless stuff. In this video that you can see on your screen now, I'm saying which items you should not buy in Red Dead Online because it's basically a waste of money or gold. So stay safe, stay healthy, and ta-da-dun-dun, ta-da-dun-dun, ta-da-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.